We're Mose and Chase. We've been traveling in one form or another since 2018 with our dogs Jake and Pablo. We fell in love with Puerto Rico during our first visit to the island. It's an island rich in culture, history, creativity, and perseverance. Home to a people that have rebuilt their island against all adversity when faced with an estimated $100 billion in damage and 95% of the island being without water, power, and cell service post-Hurricane Maria. And now Puerto Rico is facing an economic crisis amid coronavirus. With tourism accounting for nearly 12% of the island's GDP, we wanted to share and suggest ways that you can travel to Puerto Rico while putting money directly into the economy where it matters most.
The first pictures now coming in from Puerto Rico after taking a direct hit. Hurricane Maria slamming into the island, and as you heard, one official saying the island is destroyed.
Emergency management now confirms 100% of Puerto Rico now without power. Everywhere you look, down power lines like these, which stretch right across the expressway.
There is no power across the entire island, no mobile phone coverage, so people can't talk to each other, and government help, well, residents here are being told they're simply going to have to wait.
Puerto Rico has begun to slowly roll out plans to reopen the economy on the island. That's about 2 months after implementing some of the strictest lockdown restrictions in the U.S.
Now that you're ready, it all starts with your plane ticket to the island. Flights for U.S. citizens and permanent resident green card holders are easy. No passport is required, simply your driver's license for travel, as Puerto Rico is part of the United States. To visit Puerto Rico, you'll need to be vaccinated or have a negative COVID test within 72 hours of arrival to the island. It's mandatory that you register your trip and upload required documentation to travelsafe.pr.gov before landing. As Puerto Rico begins to recover from the pandemic, tourism dollars are more crucial than ever, and Puerto Rico has the highest vaccination rate in the United States, with nearly 3/4 of the population being fully vaccinated. However, precautions are taken very seriously here, so be respectful and courteous to the locals, regardless of what your opinions on the pandemic may be. Depending on how you're visiting the island, you might need a rental car. I'd suggest booking well ahead of your trip, as prices for rentals can get excessive the closer you book to your time here on the island. But Uber and rideshare options are available all around the island. There are many ways to stay here in Puerto Rico. Nearly every large chain hotel operates here, but also many competitively priced boutique hotels that offer a much more personalized experience for your stay. The further away from San Juan you get, the further you can stretch your dollar and put it into the communities that will benefit from it the most. Airbnbs are one of our favorite ways to get immersed in the communities around the island. These are usually family owned and come with recommendations from locals for places to visit, eat, and to drink, and also offer an experience you'd otherwise miss staying at a larger hotel. This particular villa was a short walk from Hobo's Beach in Aguadilla. and allowed us to experience the community, shop from local grocers, and grab food and drinks from locals around the surf spots. By renting from locals, you're ensuring the majority of your money spent on accommodations goes directly to the residents of Puerto Rico and back into the communities. Then there's our favorite way to experience Puerto Rico, with a rental van from Vive la Van. With a camper van, you combine lodging with your way to get around the island, which allows you to experience more than just the areas around your hotel or villa. There are several vans available to rent, depending on your level of adventure or your need for certain amenities. The other benefit is that you're renting from locals who know the island like the back of their hand, and give you recommendations all around areas that you might not have otherwise explored. They'll even pick you up from the airport, so you don't have to fumble around with ride shares or taxis. With every amenity you could ask for, your trip to Puerto Rico will be one to tell stories about for a lifetime. And trust us, it'll be way more fun than that all-inclusive your friends took that time. Regardless of how you decide to visit, be sure to experience the island outside of the metro area. Float stress-free around one of the many world-class beaches. Sightsee the wildlife reserves. Or explore the lighthouses. Be sure to rent a boat or get with a tour guide to experience one of the many keys around the island. Or, instead of walking to the beach, choose to wake up on it. But most important of all, respect the island, the places, and the people. We hope you visit, enjoy your time here, and fall in love with it as much as we have. Viva Puerto Rico!